Today we're coming to you with Scenic and Emerald Cruises. They are a relatively new company here in North America. They offer ocean and river cruising, and we have Mark with us today, who's going to share with us a little bit about their product and learn a little bit of where they go and what they have to offer. Good morning and welcome, Mark. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, Danny. It's a pleasure to be here with you today.
Thank you. Well, Mark, I know Scenic, I know Emerald, but maybe the North American market is not that familiar yet with who you are. So can you please share a little bit about your amazing product and what the consumer can expect?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Yeah. We came into the North American market about 2014, but you kind of get drowned out with all the other major lines out there promoting their products. But we actually have four unique products. We have two brands under the Scenic Group. We have the Scenic Cruises brand, and then we have the Emerald Cruises brand, and we have ocean ships on both and river ships on both. So we really have four separate products. So to discern the difference between the two ships, or the two brands, I should say, is that the Scenic brand is going to be your all-inclusive, everything inclusive brand, your luxury brand, everything from all your drinks included, your transfers, you get butler service on the Scenic brand. On the ship that is behind you and over my top shoulder here is the Scenic Eclipse. She is a beautiful discovery yacht that holds 200 to 228 passengers, comes with two helicopters and a submarine on board the ship, exploring the whole world, Antarctica, the Arctic, Europe, down the coast of the California, South America, etc. There'll be a sister ship there with her. So that is, in a nutshell, what we're looking like for the Scenic brand itself, whether it's on the oceans or it's on the rivers. Everything's included. Even your shore excursions are included. So when you're talking about a Scenic uh, cruises venture, you're talking about everything's included. You do not have to even put a credit card down when you step on board the river ship, the ocean ship, because it's so highly inclusive.
Nice.
So on the other side of the coin is our Emerald Cruises brand. And Emerald in itself is a newcomer to the market as well. And she is just a little less inclusive, as we call it highly inclusive, but a little less inclusive than the Scenic brand. On the rivers, you have your meals, you have beer and wine included with your lunch and dinners. But if you wanted to have a mixed drink or something else, that would be additional. Or, of course, we have a drink package that one could purchase. We have some shore excursions included on a daily basis for you on the rivers. However, not all inclusive shore excursions. There's additional ones that someone could purchase. One of the big selling features that are on both brands, and I'm talking about Emerald now, and we'll refer to Scenic, is that your tips and gratuities are included on board the ships, whether it's your river ships or ocean ships, for the staff on the ship. And if you go on a shore excursion, we include those tips too. So when you're out and about and you're in Europe, you're not digging in your pockets trying to find a euro, a couple euros, €5 to give the tour guide. That's all inclusive. So on Emerald, we include a little bit less, but we do include those tips and gratuities, some of the shore excursions, the beer and wine with lunch and dinner. We do include some of your transfers, the day of arrival, day of departure, on the Emerald brand, and of course on the Scenic brand. On the ocean with Emerald, you could see over my top shoulder here, that white ship is our new Emerald de Jura. And she's got a sister ship coming out this coming August called the Sakara. That is a 100 passenger super yacht. So she will be sailing not only in the Mediterranean, the Adriatic coast, the Greek Isles, but in November of this year, she's coming to the Caribbean. And she will be doing 7 night, 8 day itineraries throughout the Caribbean, getting into small, unique ports of call. St. Bart's is one of those calls that many people have heard about, where the rich and famous go to, but never have been there. So, the Dutch side of St. Martin, we really want to get into the smaller ports of call. And both ships on the oceans have a marina platform off the back, which is really neat. So, particularly in the Caribbean on the Azura, you're going to have this platform for, you have these sea bobs that people can take out that take you above and under the water a little bit. You have the floating mats, you have a trampoline, you have all sorts of stuff out there. So on the oceans, it's going to be a really sun and fun destination on the Emerald Azura. So that's kind of it in a quick nutshell, the differences. And I'm sure you have some more questions for me, Danny.
Well, I do, I
The
do. Um, what would be the demographics for these ships, and is it going to be a little bit different on Emerald than on Scenic?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, the way these ships are lining up and the brands are lining up, the Scenic brand is tending to get clientele that are 60 and above. We have some people that both river and ocean, they're checking off bucket list items. They want to sail in comfort. When you're on the Scenic Eclipse that you have behind you, there's up to 10 different dining venues for people. We get a lot of small business owners, C-level suite guests that have been, C-level in their careers on board these ships. So the demographics on the Eclipse, depending upon the destination, tends to skew towards 60s, 70s, maybe 80s, depending on the destination. When we're talking about our Emerald product, on the Emerald cruises, we have more of an active lifestyle plan on board the ships. A lot of the shore excursions do include a bike tour, or they do include hiking. And it's particularly on the ocean ship, we are seeing demographics late 40s, 50s, 60s, some 70-year-olds on that Emerald Ocean ship that's only 100 passengers, 50 staterooms, really geared towards the sun and fun. When you're talking Emerald on the rivers, you are talking about same demographics, probably late 50s, 60s, 70s. I think what it boils down to there is there's some active people that would prefer the Emerald product, and the price point is a little bit less than the Scenic product when you're talking rivers.
Now, as far as the dress code,
Yes.
is it country club casual in the evening?
Yes, for all four products, for whether it's ocean or river, we do not require men to wear a jacket or a sport coat in any of the dining venues or any of the public areas. It's country club casual. You will, however, find gentlemen on the Scenic brand bringing a sport coat here and there. When they go to some of the specialty dining, which is included, they'll be sometimes dressing up a little bit more, but it's not required.
Now, are there requirements for reservations for your specialty dining, or is it come and go as you like?
Well, yeah, let's talk about Scenic and on the rivers. So we'll take that first. On the rivers, we do have a specialty dining restaurant that everybody on the ship will have the opportunity to dine in. There's no additional cost, but there is a reservation that is required to do that. There's also a dining area on the ship on the rivers for our top suite guests that is by invitation only, that they'll get an invite during the cruise to attend this specialty dining table, actually. When we're talking on the oceans, on the Eclipse 1 and the Eclipse 2 that's coming out in a few months, there are 3 restaurants on board there that would require you to make an advance reservation once you get on board the ship. That's the night market, which is where they cook right there in front of you, teppanyaki, Asian type restaurant. We have a sushi bar in there that we would also want you to make a reservation at because it's limited seating. And then there's Luminaire, which is our French restaurant that holds about 30 people, but you do need to make a reservation. It's a French and champagne bar. They set you at a bar when you first get into the restaurant, have a little champagne and caviar, and then they sit you down at your table and you have about a 7-course meal in that
Sign me
restaurant
up.
to follow.
You're getting me hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, that there's the dining options on the Eclipse on the Scenic brand is there's numerous dining options, which is nice to break it up instead of going into the main dining room at a regular basis. And there's no additional upcharge for those.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, I think that pretty much covers a good portion of what my potential clientele, my existing clientele would want to know. Perfect. You hit it on the head, the nail on the head there, Mark. I thank you very much for sharing some insights with us today, and I look forward to working with you.
Yes, thank you, Danny, and everybody watching this. You know, Danny does a fabulous job as one of the top advisors in the country. His luxury cruises, he really knows what he's talking about. And as a special, you know, anybody seeing this, talk to Danny. I may have a little bit of a discount that I can offer, whether you book an ocean or a river ship here in the next few weeks that I'll be happy to apply because he's such a good client of ours and a good partner of ours. So thank you, Danny. We certainly appreciate your support.
Thank you, Mark. And the feeling is mutual. I always say it's a team effort. We help each other, and we're both happy at the end of the day. So
That's true.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.